Hello, search here for the backyard driving range. All right, we have a great question that came in today, and this one comes in from Paul DeAndrea. And Paul says, "Greetings, Serge. I've been a PPGS user for the last 4 years and have played my best golf ever during this period. The problem which has always haunted me is getting the swing started. When I'm playing well, everything seems like it's on autopilot. But when I struggle, I seem to get stuck at address, not knowing how to start my swing. I have recently been tinkering with using a forward press in my swing. I've started with the wedges and so far so good. Once I get into my preloaded heavy right position, I press forward, left side in hands, and then I begin my backswing. The forward press makes it much easier for me to get into the toe up catcher's mid position. The rest of the swing remains the same with the limited turn vertical swing. My question is, does a forward press work with PPGS? If yes, can you offer some positives, negatives, and tips, especially with the longer clubs, for using the forward press? Thanks, Paul." Okay, Paul, I'm going to be brutally honest here. I've always said no forward pressing. I think that's one of the worst advices that's ever been given to golfers about starting a swing. They keep saying you can't start from dead stop. You got to have some type of waggle and then some type of forward press to get going. And I totally disagree. But on the other side of the coin, I'm going to say, if that's the only way you can do it and you make a good peak performance golf swing, I'm not going to argue with it either. But I'm not in favor of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my reasons why I don't think it's a good thing to do. And up to now, I got to believe this is about the only question that's ever come in all the years I've been doing this now. So I think most people have accepted what I've said. But again, as you know, I'm always asking you all to take the words I say, chew on them, swallow them, digest them, and work out for you what I've said. And I think I used a word a while back that I think is the best way of saying it. You got to take the words and translate it into your mind, and translate it from your mind to your body and how your body sets up and how your body moves, the muscles, how it moves. All right, because again, the object is to take words and create motion from them. The pictures in your mind in motion. Here's why I don't think the forward press works. Just from a logical standpoint, as we know, logic doesn't always enter into hitting a golf ball, but just logical or common sense. Why would I want to stop my body this way? And you did say that. You said, once I get my preloader, I press forward, the left side and hands, and then I begin my backswing. So, in most cases, if you're going to press forward your left side, years ago they used to have people standing like this. They used to say, kick the right knee in, put your hands forward. Most people do to kick the right knee in. Well, in all honesty, when I do that, there's a good chance my head's moving. I've already, before I even started taking my backswing, I've already changed the relationship of my sternum, my head, and in fact my vision to the ball. All right? Because if you're going forward like this, and so I'm going to start it in that direction when I really want the club to go that way. All right? All I know is my car is parked right there, about 5 feet from that camera. When I get in that car to back it out, I'm not going to put it forward and rock it forward before I go back. I'm just going to put it in reverse and go. Now, I know that's a car with gears and motors and stuff like that, and levers, but I think the same thing happens here. I don't think we need to go forward. Reason why being, once I start, I believe I start, and when I'm doing this now, here's the other problem with it, just before I go into what I was just going to say. How can you, I guarantee you, if we could put a stopwatch on you, we could put a camera and measure the movement of the spine, your torso, your body, put parameters on your body. I'll bet you that once you take this up, say right now you're only using it for wedges, once you start taking this up to longer clubs, because you got a longer club which is longer, heavier, therefore with the weight out of the head farther away from you, and your brain's going to sense you have to have more of this to get that, guess what's going to happen? There's no consistency to the amount of forward press you have, and in terms of how much it goes, and then how much speed and how fast it snaps back, so to speak. You got if you're going this way, you got to do some type of accelerated movement to snap it back, because you got to stop it from going that way and make it go that way. So you already got two directions going, just to get the club started, to get your backswings really technically started, where you're swinging behind you and lifting up and getting into the back catcher's mitt. So I don't think you can have any consistency to it. Then when you get on a golf course, never mind the length of clubs will cause different speeds, amount of forward and back and speed. What about when you get into the tension and you get in pressure situations? That could even speed up doing this and that. I guarantee you, I think it's going to get your knees a lot more active. Even if you're trying to keep wide pressure outward knees, I think it's going to get the knees a lot more active. I just think it's one heck of a bee's nest you don't want to open up. Okay? Here's my reasoning for starting from a dead stop. When I get in, I might waggle a little bit. I try to keep fairly calm waggles. Basically, when I make my last waggle and I come to the ground, or I come to a point, if I'm hitting a driver, you know, off a high tee, I kind of try to keep the club at the ball. I'm going to go. I'm going to finalize my grip setup, my grip pressure. I lock it down. I go lock down, right knees, and I start. All right. But I start from dead stop. 0 is 0. 0 never changes. All right? So if I start every swing from a dead stop, my brain knows unequivocally, without a doubt, what body muscles have to move, in what degree, what speed, how much movement to start this club every time. So naturally, it knows that to start with a little wedge, lifting it up is no big deal. With a driver, I still start from 0. I've locked down. I have to increase with the longer clubs because I got a bigger club with more weight, more acceleration to get going because of the lie angle and everything else. My brain knows that my body has to be more engaged, actively ready to lift that club up and maintain my wide knees and just lift from here naturally. My brain knows that. But the point is, I'm always starting from 0. So my brain knows exactly what muscles have to move, what order they have to move, the degree of speed, the degree of energy, the degree of muscle readiness they have to have, all those things to hit it. And it can happen because 0 is 0. It never changes. And I'm only going one direction. And so what does that do? Directions are angles. If I start this way and move, and if I start this way, I've changed all these things, and I got to get them back. So I've changed all those angles that way. Here I'm starting from the same place, set it down, bingo, go. I believe starting from 0 is absolutely, without a doubt, the only way to play golf. If you might have the ability to do it and press, then so be it. But I think right now, if you could stop it since you've only started it, you're going to be a lot better off. Because I think it's just nothing but opening up that beehive and letting the bees come out. And as I said, for knee action, I already said it here that the odds are you doing this and that, your knees are going to start getting a lot more actively engaged. And you know my newest surgism for the knees. Move the knees. The knees are the bees. Move them too much and you get stung. All right? So I think I don't ever advocate any kind of forward pressing to start a backswing. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I think it's nothing but problems, creating a lot of angles, and your brain doesn't. Sometimes I think you'll be doing it, your brain doesn't even know you started your swing. So start from 0, 0, 0. It never changes. So that way you can have the same everything for starting your backswing in terms of starting it, and it starts only in one. It's only going to go one direction, backing up in the catcher's mitt and up the tree. I think it's the safest one, both physically and so that your brain knows what's happening and when, and what muscles are moving, how much they move, and everything else, the order in which they move, and it's consistent with every club because 0 never changes. So therefore, your backswing will not change. Okay, that's my view on forward pressing, not doing it, and therefore starting from dead stop 0 for more consistency to make better swings, hit those better shots, and shoot those lower scores. That's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.